crashed a boat. I don't think it was that scary.
This is reminiscent, as you just said, of the season opener. Dirty money.
It's stressful. It's definitely stressful.
They throw the green flag. The Dirty Money boat pushes the throttles down, and wow!
I mean, obviously Dirty Money had an awesome performance, but the thing is about an awesome performance is you have to follow the rules.
This is my hometown.
This race is a hometown race. I've met like 100 of his family members.
It's rough water like I like. We haven't beat MCON yet in the rough water. I don't think you'll see any mistakes made from this team, and you know, we'll just we'll pray that the boat stays together.
Look at Dirty Money.
Our sponsor came to us at Key West last year and said they wanted us to buy a Supercat. I tried to articulate to them the amount of work that they're signing me up for. It's a lot. I'm Win Farnsworth. I'm the owner of Team Farnsworth Motorsports, Hancock Claims Consultants. We've got 16 guys on our team. You can, MCON, Dirty Money, and on down the stack all have comparable size of teams. Marathon was our first test. 3 minutes in, we're shelling parts, right?
It's a yard sale on parts.
So that was a big setback. It's an 8-race APBA schedule with 2 drops. Dirty Money's dropping Marathon, we're dropping Marathon. We know we can compete with CR and with Vinny and some of these other teams, and we need to do a better job of showing that. Our goal is to make continued progress, right? So, we don't have a first place boat right now, right? We've got a boat that can be competitive. Our boat's short on horsepower, short on torque. We've got some weight issues, both in shedding weight and moving weight. We've got, a lot of different things to deal with. Anthony called me yesterday and said, hey, it's your last place Throttleman, right? I mean, that's his mentality. He does not want to lose, ever.
Anthony Smith is one of the most underrated throttlemen in the business.
My name's Anthony Smith. I throttle the number 9 Supercat for Win Farnsworth and Hancock Insurance. The first race of the year is always tough, okay? You think you have all the time in the world to get things done through the winter, and the winter just clicks off and you end up, we always say to each other, if it wasn't for the night before the race, nothing would ever get done. Marathon was our first test session, so we got a half a lap of testing there. Once we hurt the motors in Marathon, they had to get the motors out. I think we had 2 weeks to be ready for Coco, so they had to get the motors right back to Kazi, plus anything we saw. I mean, we had a very short test session, but anything we saw that we needed to adjust on, the team was pretty busy. There's a lot of talent in boat racing, a lot of very talented guys, but in the Supercat class, you have the best of the best. That's who they are. And I'll tell you what, over the last couple of years, the guys in this class have excelled tremendously. These guys are 10 times faster than they were, 10 times more talented than they were. If you're an adrenaline junkie, this is where you need to be.
When a new Supercat team comes into the fray, they're going to do some research on engine builders. Because unless they're an engine builder themselves, they're not going to be able to put together a Supercat engine.
I think the COSI program is going to continue to build. I think they've done a good job of getting us back in races when others, there's no way anybody else could have got those rebuilt.
There are some big names that are already out there. Sterling, Kazi, HRE has come into it quite a bit. There have been some small shops that have given it a try. Very few of them lasted very long. The MCON team uses engines from Sterling Performance Engines in Michigan. Sterling is headed by a gentleman by the name of Mike D'Annabelle, and he's probably the best known engine builder in offshore powerboat racing.
We chose Todd because Todd pretty much won't build motors for anybody else. That's the agreement we have. The guy didn't sleep when he built our engine program. Did not. He's testing in the middle of the night, dynoing at 1 and 2 in the morning. I mean, literally his whole shop shut down to get our motors to us and our program started. And I think that's the difference. I mean, yeah, there's other engine builders, sure, they're great, but we want somebody that nobody else is using.
What a start. Look at MCON Monster Energy. They're pouring it on the outside. A 9-lap event here on the Atlantic Ocean. And the two boats who checked out Marathon have hooked up again, Matt. They're running side by side to turn number 1.
They look like they're tied together. The rivalry between Dirty Money and MCON continued right where they left off in Cocoa Beach. Tyler Miller had recent back surgery, and it was just recommended that he not be in the boat. So he called John Tomlinson and asked him to take his position.
So JT and Myrick kind of picking up where they left off last time they raced together in Supercat.
Anthony Smith and Christian McCauley ended up finishing 5th in that race.
Anthony Smith is a great throttleman, and I believe one of the most underrated throttlemen in the business.
I think to most people, it was a victory. They're a new team.
One last time for MCON Monster Energy. They are going to be your unofficial winners in Supercat. After not the best start, and they were battling with Dirty Money, and they were trying to chase down Graydale, but they were able to do so.
Dirty Money finished 2nd behind MCON.
Good run for Brit and Billy. Definitely going to go back and do some homework and get this gator figured out before we head out to the Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri.
Pretty excited, going into the 3rd race of the season with 2 wins under your belt. It's couldn't get any better basically for the Supercat class. Going into the calm water race of Lake of the Ozarks, you're excited about that because we're usually really good in the calm.
We knew where we needed to be, what we needed to do, and we went out, in my mind, and did it.
Our Supercats are coming out a little early. And again, we will have a start, and everybody's staying in their lane for the first lap.
They throw the green flag. The Dirty Money boat pushes the throttles down, and wow!
A problem with the 54 boat.
Oh, it was spun out.
Graydale spin out required a restart. And that happens often in offshore racing.
Well, when an incident happens like this, for safety reasons, the rules are that they throw a red flag and the course stops. 3 boats, WHM, MCON, and HP Mafia, didn't see the red flag because they were kind of in front of the whole incident and actually went almost a complete another lap before they stopped.
As we were radioing back and forth, they went to line back up for the 2nd restart. And, the conversation was, hey, you don't have to worry about this boat or that boat. Here's what you kind of need to focus on, and let's go racing.
Dirty Money got an amazing shot off the line. They went out like they were playing at a different level than everybody else. After Dirty Money got that start and got such a lead, they were pretty much uncatchable. They led from wire to wire around the course. There was no one even close to catching them. And you know, they came across the line in kind of undramatic fashion. I mean, dramatic could be that far ahead, but you know, there wasn't anybody in the same frame with them. They were just gone.
Got to the end of the race, and the flag went to Dirty Money. And okay, so you know, these things are all unofficial till they're official, right? Good enough.
I mean, obviously Dirty Money had an awesome performance, but the thing is about an awesome performance is you have to follow the rules. You can't skip buoys, you can't cut people off, and there's things that can't happen. The rules are the rules. That's why we have them. You have to follow the rules. And if you don't do that, then therefore you go to the back of the line.
Not only did we leave everyone on the start, we did it twice. It was a missing of a turn buoy, which then somehow has been reworded into reckless driving. So it created disqualification. When you do well, everyone complains.
Right before the award ceremony, we were told that there was a penalty handed out for reckless driving because of not maintaining your lane and missing the buoy. I mean, obviously they screwed up, so they got a penalty for it.
I don't think it's over yet. I think Dirty Money is wanting to kind of take some of those guys down with them.
Man, I feel like I let everybody down. I never missed a buoy in my life. It just, I don't know how I got all caught up in everything else that was going on, but it was, you know, it's a bummer, man. Like, we won that race flat out. The missed buoy was before the restart, and we had to restart the race, and none of that counted, but that's not how the organization saw it. So it put a lot of pressure on the team, and a lot of pressure on me now is we've got to win these next 4 races. We have no choice.
Will you do an interview with me? Yes. We're gonna talk to the camera, okay? You think Daddy can win tomorrow? What, number 1 maybe? Yeah.
Let me sit all straight up and stiff.
Whatever you want. I mean, whatever makes you comfortable.
I'm not comfortable. My name's Brit Lilly. I'm the driver for Dirty Money Racing. Dirty Money was looking for another driver, and Peter Ledden from Skater recommended me, and I got hooked up with Bo and Tiffany and Bill, and here we are. I'm a multi-time world national champion in the Mod V class. I've been racing that class for 11 years now. I just sold both boats that I have, and I'm currently just running with Dirty Money. I grew up doing this with my father. It was something, you know, we take family vacations to the boat races. You know, I come from a lot of other sorts of racing, and I have friends that race all kinds of other stuff. When you're at a motocross track, you're at a sand pit. When you're doing rallycross, you're in the middle of the woods. You know, if you're at a NASCAR race, you're on a pavement street in the middle of wherever. I mean, here we have the most beautiful beaches. I truly think that, you know, there is no better sport than boat racing. I've always jumped around in a lot of other boats. It's a blessing to be able to, you know, have a ride on a team like this. You know, there's 100 other people that would love to have this position, and you know, I'm super thankful for it. My mind is always on racing. Obviously, if I'm not working and making any money, I couldn't do this. So you have to always, you know, fall back on where your livelihood is. 40 years ago, my dad started Lilly Sport Boats. I've been working there now for 20 years. I'm lucky enough that I've got a lot of great guys at my shop that can take care of business while I'm gone, which I'm, you know, fortunate enough to have that, and I'm able to put all my attention forward towards the team when I'm here. But you know, if you're not fully focused and dedicated, you know, there's no way you're going to be up front. My dad was a professional throttle man for 25 years, and unfortunately, my dad's not around anymore. It's a, you know, tough thing for me, and he was one of the world's greatest throttle men, and you know, I'm just trying to, you know, follow in his footsteps and do everything that he did. And
his dad was a cool dude. You don't meet people like that. When I tell you, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet and really doesn't give a shit about anything, just kind of floats with it. His dad is the iconic racer. His dad is that guy.
he kind of molded me to be what he was and showed me how to talk to customers, taught me how to work on boats. He didn't treat me any different than any employee, and if anything, I had to work harder than everybody. And I think it's a good life lesson as a kid. And I knew what I wanted from the time I was 4 years old, building race boats out of cardboard boxes. This is what I wanted to do, and this is where I want to be. I was just talking about it earlier today. Like, there's nothing I can do in my life that doesn't remind me of him. I am everything I am today because of him, for sure. He's been my best friend. I've spent my whole life trying to be just like him, honestly. And that's what I'm working towards. And I think I already have a couple more world championships than him, but everything that I have, I've gotten through him and because of him. And I'm lucky to have a family that supports me and allows me to do what I want to do.
For Brit Lilly, who is a Marylander through and through, Ocean City, it's home water. It's where he grew up, and he's very proud of where he's from and his background, and that he grew up with an offshore racing father, Art Lilly, one of the best who ever raced. His best buddy is Travis Pastrana, who's also a Maryland guy. For Brit, I don't know how he managed it, but it must have been a lot of pressure. Brit came out of Shootout Offshore having missed a buoy. So, he might have been going into that race thinking, oh God, please don't let me miss another buoy, especially in front of all my friends and family. There were people all around him the whole weekend. It was like a homecoming party for the guy. And meanwhile, he's got to go out and race against the toughest Supercat teams in the world. And sure enough, he went out and got the job done.
This is my hometown. I live in Annapolis, Maryland, so we're here in Ocean City, Maryland. It's been a long time since everybody was able to come and cheer me on at a race, so super important for me. It's rough water like I like. We haven't beat MCON yet in the rough water. We were this close in Cocoa Beach with the wrong setup, so I don't think you'll see any mistakes made from this team. And we'll pray that the boat stays together, and I think you'll see us up there on the podium.
This race is a hometown race. I've met like 100 of his family members. All these people keep coming up. I'm like, damn, bro, you're a celebrity here. Everyone's like, hey, is Brit here? Like, maybe. I don't know. He might be talking to 400 people over there,
Well, it's great for all the local powerboat clubs to be here, Chesapeake Bay, Southern Maryland, everybody like that, all the guys that, customers and friends, family. I mean, it's just, being here it's amazing to have that kind of support. It shows that everybody follows all the racing online, and instead of watching me on the live stream, they're going to be able to watch on the beach, and I'm pumped up about it. Oh man, nobody wants to work, right? No, I need to get back to work. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of good guys at the shop that can take care of everything when I'm not there, and I'll be home Monday morning and back to the grind.
So what do they know going in? They know that it has a reputation for getting very rough. Is it going to be this big, burly, open water kind of event? And I think that had some of the racers thinking about setup and just how hard they could push their boats in that event.
You don't want to crash your boat on a test day, you know what I mean? So it's, you push as hard as you can responsibly.
I thought we were going over. Normal testing, you might go out and run 90% and try to get a good read on the water, maybe 95%. We were running, 100%, Johnny being Johnny, and we're running really hard. And we actually get to the end of the second lap, kind of trip it up, stand it on its side, and when it came in, it hooked to the left really hard, and I thought we were going over. So, in testing, in a straightaway, team owner watching, obviously he's telling you to run the shit out of this thing, but afterwards I say, man, that was close. Johnny's reaction to me was like, yeah, but we've been in worse. I go, yeah, but we've crashed.
You know, I was running nice and I was just, you know, looking for a couple of more mile an hour, and we just caught one the wrong way and it kind of tripped it a little bit, stuck the right front end a little bit, and, you know, caused the boat to turn left, which threw him into the right side of the seat. So he's fine. He just said he was a little sore from that shot, but he's good.
So how did practice go today?
Testing went good today. We went out, ran one set of props, came back in, swapped them, checked a few things, went through all the telemetry and stuff, and we, I think we're pretty well set for tomorrow. The boat pulled pretty strong. Obviously it's going to pick up a little bit tomorrow. That changes a few things, but I think the guys got it. We actually watched another team, Supercat team, put it in the corner and almost spin it out and test it. So we're trying to avoid all that across the board.
Guys rinsed the boat down, came back to the pits. We always nut and bolt everything, go through, check the O-bergs, and found some metal. O-bergs are like the filter before the oil gets in the dry sump tank. And so at that point you have a call to make. Obviously, as you can see behind me, we are swapping engine starboard side, double points race coming into this thing. So, you know, you got to finish, you have to finish. And so knowing that there's a little bit of failure going on, whether it's a pump, whether it's something more deep, a little more internal, you just don't know. Swapping one out here, we got a fresh engine that's going back in the boat. The guys will work tirelessly through the night and get this thing back on the water.
You know, at the beginning of the season, to establish lanes in Supercat, there were two groups, essentially. Well, one small group and one larger group. One of the groups wanted to actually do qualifying like they do in the Class 1 category. The other group just wanted to pull cards out of a hat, you know, 1 through 6, 1 through 5. And if you're 1, that means you get lane 1, which means you're the closest. You're on the inside. You run the shortest distance in the first lap, no question.
I was really pushing for qualifying, but unfortunately the class decided to go to drawing cards.
I think we're the only race group or race class in motorsports across the board that doesn't qualify. I mean, drawing cards is like copping out.
Cards seem awfully random, a lot of luck involved. However, qualifying also puts wear and tear on the equipment. You know, the one thing about drawing cards, it does give teams with lesser experience, lower budgets. It gives them a chance to perhaps snag lane 1 just by picking the right card, because the chances of them turning a faster lap than a team that is better funded, better crewed, better everything, is pretty remote.
I mean, you just got to kind of march through it with you get a luck of the draw and you got to make up for it one way or the other. You know, we'll have a game plan. If we get stuck on the outside, we'll have a game plan for that. If we're on the inside, we know what to do.
No, I wasn't feeling nervous about the engine at all. Jake and Craig have done so many engine swaps that I trust them wholeheartedly. Those guys leave no stone unturned, and I had zero issues with the boat. My big concern, Taylor had gotten married and their reception was at the Lake of the Ozarks on Saturday evening. Johnny got on the plane, flew to the Lake of the Ozarks, went to the reception, woke up the next morning to severe storms at Lake of the Ozarks. The plane was delayed, then it was delayed some more. Then Johnny was calling saying, I don't know if this is gonna happen. So the nervous part was not about the engine swap, it was about where's the Throttleman?
Johnny wasn't back in town yet, so Vinny went out with me. And we went out and just ran one lap. And from there I was like, man, it's even rougher than yesterday.
Myrick and Vinny went out, ran the boat, got it warm and hot. You know, it was so rough you weren't going to get any real testing done. You're just trying to get everything hot, seated in, and you know, hope for no leaks. So the nervous part was not about the engine and the guys putting it back together. It was more about just getting the Throttleman there.
You know, the more successful you get, the more that everyone expects you to just win. You're hired on this team because you're one of the best, and you have to perform as one of the best. If you're having a bad day, or you're just, you know, not feeling it or whatever, that doesn't work. You got to be able to put a smile on, make everybody happy, and run the hell out of that boat. As soon as we get in that milling circle and we start lining the boats up just at the start of the race, it's race mode. Everything in my mind has been washed away. I am only thinking about that checker flag after the race. And, you know, it's just a flag, but damn, it feels good.
Here's one of the problems with racing Supercat is you're always the last race of the day. So you have all day to change your mind 93 times about what you're going to do.
All right, let's go, guys.
And when you finally get in the boat, you think you have the perfect plan. And the green flag goes up and that plan gets crumbled up and thrown out the window. So you could sit and talk about it all morning, like, okay, we're gonna be here, there in lane 3, this is how it's gonna happen. It never happens that way, man, you know? We put a helmet on our heads and throw a green flag and we will kill each other.
Make the turn, guys.
In together was Braydell and Dirty Money.
So I have not seen Team Farnsworth Hancock Claims come through. There goes Hancock Claims. They're running. So that
our boat that we're in, we're a little behind on the curve with dialing it in and testing. You know, you bring what you got and hope you brought enough, right?
We don't have a first place boat right now, right? We've got a boat that can be competitive. Our boat's short on horsepower, short on torque. We were off the pace by 6 seconds. We were not pleased with that. We are highly competitive. You know, all we got to do is hang on, finish races, be in that top 4, and we'll be okay.
See how they settle out after turn number 1. It looks like Imcon has the lead. Braydell in second. Myrick and Johnny are going to try and close the door on them.
And I'm sure that Tyler is the one on the headset on the land.
Dirty Money's charging hard on your inside. Braydell's on your inside too.
So all skaters here. There's, again, Dirty Money looking to get to the inside to get around Braydell.
Take the pin when you get there, Myrick. Braydell's on your hip.
They put some speed on those Goodwin competition engines.
There you go, hold that line. Doing good, keep it up. Bring it to the inside.
And Brit Lilly's stalking right there if Braydell keeps moving around too much.
Imcon, Braydell, Dirty Money dives to the inside. Here come your top 3 boats down the chute. Will there be enough water between them? They almost collided earlier. We'll see when they pass by here at the start-finish line. But it's going to be a race to the pin.
The plan was to use a lap or 2 to settle in, figure out where everybody is, start moving up. And I said, we're going to pass both of them in this straightaway. And, you know, we're rolling down the back stretch and past Monster, and I'm like, this is a dream come true.
Putting on a burst of speed. I mean, goodness. Look at Dirty Money pulling right up next to Imcon. The race is on the back stretch. And they hit the pin. They'll take the lead. When they went around Braydell and Imcon, that was impressive.
You know, everything went exactly to plan. I'd say the only thing that changed was, you know, on lap 2 when we actually took the lead, we weren't ready to start pushing yet.
And let's just see if they start to stretch it out like they did in Marathon.
This is reminiscent, as you just said, of the season opener. Dirty Money. Boy, their camp's got to be going nuts.
It's stressful. It's definitely stressful.
Bobby, he'll be starting lap 9.
No one even talks to me during that time because they can see that I'm just anxious and waiting to see how everything goes. Oh yeah, there's a sense of nervousness always.
Team Farnsworth Hancock Claims. They had been having some engine troubles earlier this year.
So they're in
there
sixth.
goes Hancock Claims. They're running. So
that boat was a competitive boat 3 years ago, right? In Key West, it ran like a rocket. The changes between Key West in 2020, 2019, and what happens today are staggering.
Marshall Race Control, I got Hancock, number 9, in the middle of the course at turn 1. We're rolling in off the turn. I think we just broke a prop shaft. We'll come in here to the center.
Farnsworth is down on the course. Hancock Claims. They were a little off the pace, but still hate to see it.
You know, we know we can compete with CR and with Vinny and some of these other teams, and we need to do a better job of showing that.
Anthony Smith looking to get a lot of work on that boat in the next 2 months.
They need to really roll up their sleeves and dig into it.
Race Control number 9 is now clear of the course, headed back to the inlet.
So Dirty Money.
Dirty Money is, right now, they're the class of the fleet.
It's amazing how tight the racing was there over the first 2.5 laps, and now they seemingly have pulled out.
So Dill and Brit are controlling the race right now.
Oh, Dirty Money launches off the wave. Boy, these teams are battling it out. MCon, quite a run over the last few years. Looks like they got a challenge in front of them to defend this national championship. Dirty Money is a force to be contended with.
We all know Johnny's history. He's the rough water magician. To start the 10th lap, so 2 laps to go, and Johnny said, let's go get him, Myrick. That lap was 4 seconds faster, and the last lap they were 9 seconds faster than any lap they had ran.
Run hard, Johnny, run hard. Let her eat. Hammer it!
Whoa, look at this.
Yeah, up on him quickly.
All of a sudden.
Well, they were off frame. I wonder if something happened there. They got out of shape. Dirty Money, because now that 6-second interval is gone.
Last lap, last turn, the tunnel escape hatch opened, which is terrifying. I've crashed a boat. I don't think it was that scary. When this thing opened, the suction of the tunnel wanted the door to be open. The waves that are coming through the tunnel wanted it to be closed. It was slapping, it was banging, water's coming in. It was intense. You know, I was soaking wet in a matter of seconds, and I had no idea what was going on. I'm looking down, and I'm like, this door is going to hit me in the face. Like, this is not. This is not going to be good. I had to try to get it closed, and you know, to get it closed and get going again, and we weren't able to hold on to first one. It was hometown, home race, all my family there and watching, and with everything that's happened this season, I was devastated. It hurt. That hurt a lot. It was. I needed that win.
You've got to be fucking kidding me!
If we're seeing this today, yep, the checkered flag is waving. MCon takes the win.
Get down,
Hey, Tyler!
I'm here, guys. What's up?
That's an MCon ass kicking.
Out of the way, Johnny T. Way to go, Myrick. Great job. Way to stay in attack.
Last corner. Can you believe that?
I can't escape it. This undying flame. The moment of conscience that's here today. So hold fast if you still believe everything will come around if you go away from me. If I surrender to the wind, maybe I will find a place to find it again.
Man, it just didn't work out for Dirty Money, and it's one of those things that you see everything that Bill and Brit and Bo and the entire team is putting into what they're doing, and they're leaving no stone unturned. I mean, they're there. They should be winning these races, and they just had a few things along the way that just didn't work out. And to our great fortune, it worked out to our advantage. You know, unfortunate events took them out again, and it was great for MCon Monster Energy to take that checkered flag and to get double points and to keep advancing towards the national title.
He's so close here today. Dirty Money Racing, Bill Piper, Art Lilly, the Rim Pros race team. Champion, and back to the top of the podium for Team MCon. Myrick, Coil, John Tomlinson subbing for Tyler Miller and the entire crew from Lake of the Ozarks.
How you feeling, Tyler?
Oh my gosh. My back feels great right now. My heart feels even greater, so pretty awesome. I'll tell you what, just put the boat through probably the second or third roughest race I've ever been involved in. Held it together. To win on the last half of the last lap is just phenomenal. Hats off to Johnny and Myrick and this entire team. So time to go celebrate now. To get her done, Monster Energy, MCon Racing.